Hi friends, how are ya? Welcome back to my channel for a video of my 8 best purchases and my 8 worst purchases within the last year-ish. This video I am focusing more on like those big purchases, not huge purchases, but purchases that you put a little bit of thought behind. I've discovered so many companies of body care and skincare and makeup and little things like that that I love, but I'm focusing on the bigger, more long-term purchases in this video. I would love to do a favorites roundup sometime soon, if that's something you'd be interested in. And if so, let me know in the comments down below. But within this video, we're gonna start with my 8 best, and then I'm gonna let you know the 8 I regret. I regret them. If you guys know, this last year, I got kind of really into jewelry, and I kind of discovered the world of luxury or fine or really quality jewelry, and my mind was absolutely blown. I thought it was such a good investment for my style and my wardrobe that I was like, this is the best. And I bought quite a few pieces in the OG brand that introduced me to this world and that made me just absolutely fall in love with it is Missouri. So many of my pieces are Missouri. I would say over half of my collection is Missouri, and they are actually sponsoring this video. When they were like, hey, we should work together. What are concepts that you wanna do? I was like, ooh, best purchases, because that's the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of Missouri is like, that is something that I never regret kind of splurging on for myself. I'm wearing some of their pieces today. I'll show you a little bit closer up, but they have different categories and price points, which is awesome. Like they have solid gold pieces and diamond pieces for those really special occasions, but then they have gold vermeil pieces, which is essentially gold plated over sterling silver. And then they have sterling silver pieces as well. So there's a little bit of everything for everyone, which I super appreciate. They're also so intentional. The aesthetic is on point. I learned this today. I had no idea. 80% of their team is women. That's so cool, right? I actually have a link down below that has every single piece that I own that is still currently being sold. I have so many pieces of them from over the years that some of my things are no longer being sold, but down below, that link will show you all of my current pieces and then also get you 10% off your first order, which is awesome. Also, you guys might know I got a few additional piercings to be able to style and layer some things. I'm filming this video a little bit in advance, but I was just able to finally take out my piercing studs and replace them with some hoops. And I love the look I have going on right now. I also love their rings. I'm the type of person that likes to put on jewelry and forget about it, and it just really holds up over time, which I appreciate. I just got this dot ring this month, which I love. I'm gonna live in it every single day. It's so dainty and minimal, but also has a statement to it. And then on this ear, I have a third piercing. They have something called the colored mini hoop that has different color stones in it, and it's just one. So I got one of those to go in my third piercing over here, and I just adore it. So that's definitely one of my favorite purchases. Thank you to Missouri for sponsoring this video. Don't forget that link down below with all of my favorites, all of the things I own, and get 10% off. And that link actually helps me out too, which I so appreciate. Next, this is something that I bought Brook for his birthday, and it was one thing that I was like, we might love this, we might never use it. And it was a fur bow. If you have a dog, or I guess a cat too, anything works. It's a camera that watches your pet, it alerts you if they bark, you can talk to them, you could throw them treats. And it's one of those things that you see all over social media, and I was like, I don't know if this is gonna be worth it or not, but we use this thing every time we leave the house. Even if we just leave the house for 10 minutes, we'll get a notification Max is barking, we'll talk to him over it, we'll calm him down. It's been so helpful. And honestly, I'm like, should we get a second one to put it in the other parts of our house so we can always watch him? Might be excessive, but it was a great purchase. Don't regret it at all. Next, this is a more broad category, but I'll give you a couple specifics. Investing in quality jeans that actually fit my body type was such a good purchase. There's something so annoying and dissatisfying about trying jeans, and so many of them are made for such specific body types that they don't feel like they work for you, but finally finding pairs that fit me and then investing in them and getting them in a couple colors so I know I have those go-to pants has been huge. For me, it's the curvy cheeky straight jeans from Everlane. I swear by those. If you have bigger hips and a smaller waist, swear by them. They're the best. I also love the Arc pant from Everlane if they're still being sold. I I think they are, but those have a lot of room in the legs, which is super comfortable. And recently I discovered those viral 90s high-waisted pants from Abercrombie. They're always sold out online, but I have found that they're normally in stock in store. And those are super stretchy, so I feel like they look good on a lot of different body types. So I got 2 pairs of those as well. And it's nice just to have jeans that look good and feel good and will last, you know? Next is our Tovala oven. We love our Tovala. This started maybe 2 years ago. I did like a test video about like this futuristic oven. Is it actually worth it kind of thing? And we fell in love. We don't own a microwave. We almost never use our oven anymore. It's basically an oven that also can toast, it can broil, it has an app. And so oftentimes, if we're cooking salmon, I'll go on the app and I'll literally just click salmon, start. It will know what temperature to cook it at, how long to cook it at. It turns off when it's done, so you never overcook anything. It makes everything so easy. We bake cookies in it. We do everything that fits in the Tovala. And then there's like a barcode scan that you can scan some foods, or they have pre-made meals. We don't use those as often, but a lot of foods are pre-programmed into it. So like chicken nuggets, you can scan it and it will bake it. And it's so handy. We love it. Next is quality bras. I like to always be wearing a bra. No judgment about your bra preferences. I know a lot of people are like, I hate wearing bras, so I don't wear them. I wish I could be that way because that sounds so much easier, but I just prefer wearing a bra. And I went through phases of like, you know, let's try Aerie, let's try Victoria's Secret, let's try all those places, and they're just so uncomfortable. I purchased a handful of bras from Third Love, which for me was just the most comfortable. My current favorite is the 24/7 Perfect Coverage bra. It's like a t-shirt bra, but with really thick straps so they don't get tangled or twisted, which is really nice. And I'm just so glad. I know they're pricey. They're $65 a piece, but I will wear them 3-4 days in a row. And I wear them every day and every night. So to me, it was a great purchase and it's so worth it. Staying on the theme of quality is quality sheets. To me, sleep is everything. It is how I wake up refreshed and productive. And so anything that helps me sleep better, I'm like, this is a good investment for my health, my work, my well-being. My favorite sheets currently are Cozy Earth. I have had them for quite a while. I love them. I have worked with them in the past as well. So I might have a discount link. I'll see if it's still active or not, but if so, I will link it down below. But those are just, they're bamboo. They're so soft. They're very pricey though. They are very pricey, but I don't regret it. Next is our Nespresso. We got rid of our regular coffee pot. We got rid of our regular pod type maker. It was actually a 2-in-1, our last coffee pot, and we got an espresso. And I was hesitant because I was like, the pods are so expensive and it feels limiting, but actually it has so many options and it makes every morning so happy to feel like you have a coffee shop level quality latte, cappuccino, whatever you want. Personally, I'm not a big fan of their coffee. I think it's really acidic, but I have liked having a latte in the morning more anyways. I have acid reflux, so I'm like, just, it's a little bit of espresso and a lot of milk, so I actually feel better throughout the day. So that has just been something very happy and a total fun Christmas present purchase, but so worth it. And the 8th thing is our Ring cameras around our house. Living in a house, I definitely have a lot more security concerns about what if someone's lurking, what if someone could break in, whatever. So we have installed Ring cameras around our house, and it's really nice if I'm laying in bed in the middle of the night and I kind of freak myself out to just be able to go and check on the live cams on my phone immediately, and the fact that they record any activity. So if someone does break in when we're not around, we have it on camera. It's great. It's a good peace of mind. I will always pay for peace of mind. So that has been a great purchase. Now, the part you're probably all waiting for, my 8 worst purchases that I regret the most. This is preference. Some people, a lot of people love this, and I just regret buying this. It's a high pile rug. A rug that is nice and comfy and feels soft on your feet and whatever, but holds so much dust. I have extreme dust allergies. I get allergy shots every week because it triggers my asthma, and these rugs hold so much dust. Every time I vacuum them, I pull out like this much dust from the rug. And I'm like, ugh. And getting rid of rugs and buying new rugs is such a process. We have a very cheap rug in our den, which is basically a mat, like a fabric mat that has a pattern printed on it, and it is perfect because it holds nothing. And I really want to rebuy that, maybe see if they have more prints in a second rug for our bedroom. It's not as comfy cozy, but it's so much more sanitary. So I regret buying that high pile quality, expensive rug. Next is my Apple Watch. I don't know if you guys remember, I had an Apple Watch. It was something Brooke got me and I liked it, but I didn't use it as much as I thought I would. And the thing I didn't like about it is you're so tied to your notifications. I'm already a person that really needs to cut down my screen time, is always checking my texts and my DMs and everything like that. And it's so overwhelming that having that on my wrist was even more overwhelming. It's cool to like track your steps and be like, maybe I should take a walk because I haven't moved much today. But overall, it wasn't good for my mental health. So I don't use it at all anymore. Cheap knives. I regret buying cheap knives. Well, I guess I registered for cheap knives. I registered for one set of knives and the whole set was maybe like 80 bucks. They're so cute, but they're absolutely terrible. Now I have a really good knife set. I'll see if I can find it and link it down below, but those are amazing. And then I got one knife from Misen, and that knife is amazing as well. And I have thrown away all of my cheap knives because they were so bad and dangerous too, honestly. Okay, this is a funny story. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, I bought a couch that had a chase on the wrong side. I did not realize that when you're buying a couch, if it says like left chase, it's not when you're sitting on the couch. It's when you're facing the couch, which makes no sense to me at all because how often do you face your couch versus sit on your couch? Anyways, I digress. I bought a couch with a chase on the wrong side for the apartment and I was like, whatever, we're gonna move eventually. Hopefully our next house accommodates this side couch. We moved, that wouldn't even fit in this house. At least it like could be shoved into the apartment. So I was like, ugh, if I just figured that out and read that correctly the first time, we could have had the same couch, all places, would have worked perfectly. We have a couch we love now from Castlery, so it all worked out, but I have the wrong chase in my office now. I regret that. And that's a big purchase, a couch. God. This is another general one, but clothes that shrink is something that I always regret buying. I am not great at doing my laundry. I'm really bad at like separating things that should be washed on cold, hang drying them, blah, blah, blah. I kind of am like, yep, all darks, let's go. Normal, dryer, and then things shrink and then I regret it. So being more mindful of like, will this shrink? Probably not that realistic. I probably shouldn't buy it. I always regret that. Next is white outdoor furniture. I bought this furniture set that was very affordable for our apartment balcony, and it was fine because our balcony was completely covered, so it wouldn't get rained on or anything like that. And we actually still have one of those pieces on our front porch, which is covered. It still looks fine. But we have a couple of the chairs on our back porch, which is not covered, and they have been, it's only rained twice, but they have been ruined by the rain. And so now I'm looking to furnish our full patio, and every single piece of furniture I like is white. Like white sectionals or white chase lounges, all these things. And I'm like, Michelle, you're gonna have to leave that covered all the time and do all that work to uncover it whenever you use it just to keep it looking okay. Or you could get like a wicker furniture or caned or wooden or maybe even dark gray cushions. I wish I would have done that because I regret having white cushions outside so much. Okay, I regret and I don't regret this at the same time. If you guys have been following the process of us moving into this house, the owner is so sweet. I think this was her first flip, but she forgot a lot of things in the house, one of them being window coverings. But she did us so many favors. She essentially let us move in a week early for free. She pays all of our utilities. She bought us a fridge. She bulldozed the backyard for us because we wanted to use the yard. She did so many things for us that I didn't want to be like, hey, can you buy us window coverings? So I bought the cheapest window coverings I could find, bought them on sale. So it was still very expensive. It was still like $900 because our windows are huge. And so we had to get them custom made. Everyone asks why I didn't use curtains. goes back to the dust allergy. We have 2 curtains and like I kind of regret having them, but the ones we got are just so cheap. They look cheap. They look like temporary blinds. They're annoying. I wish I would have got something like those like bamboo type blinds or just anything else. I wish I would have spent the extra money, but it was a hard pill to swallow since we don't own the house, but I hate them. I think they look really ugly. And last, this one isn't a huge purchase, but these are surprisingly expensive, is wood cutting boards. I have a couple on my counter. I think they're gorgeous. I love them. But for everyday practical use, if you're like cutting meats or if Brook is cutting gluten and then I want to use it, those have to be hand washed. And with contamination and then also my allergens, I would rather put anything and everything in the dishwasher. We even put our pans in the dishwasher just to keep me safe. And if you put wood cutting boards in the dishwasher, they crack and they get terrible. So they're just not very practical and they're kind of pricey. Instead, I stocked up on some of those cheap plastic cutting boards that you can wash over and over and over again. And I have had to throw away some wood cutting boards that I had tried to wash. And then they literally snapped in half, which I kind of knew would happen. And it did. So I regret buying those. So that's it. That is 8 things that I think were great investments and I totally would buy again in a heartbeat, and 8 things that I regret purchasing. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you again to Missouri for sponsoring this video. I love your pieces so much. I just adore them. And I will have that link down below with all of the pieces I currently have and 10% off of your first order if you want to check that out. I love y'all with my whole heart. I hope you have the best rest of your day, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye.
So give me a sign. Give me a sign. Oh, give me a sign. Baby, give me a sign. Just give me one more talking to you. Here we go again, staying up all night to see if you've been texting me. Where do we go?